Welcome to this guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. All right, you have found yourself a sturdy and comfortable seated position. And your eyes can be either closed or open. And if they are open, your gaze is directed softly and clearly downwards. Now, it's important to begin practice by letting go of all of our intentions. Letting go of any seeking with meditation. Trying to get something, learn about something, become better. There's nothing to gain. You are here. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. And there's no one to become. Simply rest. Right here. And I'm probably catching you thinking right now. I've just interrupted you having a conversation in your head. A monologue. Planning, worrying, figuring out, whatever. And you may notice as well that when you are thinking, you're no longer resting right here because you're in the future, planning, or worried about some past. This is why we suffer. We're not attentive to where we always are and when we always are. we struggle in fantasies of the mind. So the next time you notice that you're lost in thought, it's important to have something that assists with bringing us back to this moment. So go ahead in this moment, notice your breath. You can feel it anywhere, from the tip of your nose to the lower belly. Just notice what it is like to breathe. And the next time you notice yourself thinking about the future, or worried about the past, or whatever other thought that shows up, gently return to the breath, noticing this gentle rhythm, rising and falling, going in and out. Follow the breath, here and now, in and out. Come back. Come back to the breath. And again, just come back to the breath. We're not forcing or struggling here. We're not concentrating on the breath. We're just gently returning to it. Like a feather gently landing on a countertop. We allow the attention to come back to the breath. Effort doesn't help here. In and out. Now you may feel like you're struggling inside. It may feel like you just can't do this, or your mind won't quiet down. But that feeling comes from this idea that we're trying to quiet the mind. And we're not. We're leaving thoughts alone. Which means we're not ignoring them. We're not pushing them away. We're not transforming them. We're just not touching them. We let them come and go. As Shunryu Suzuki once said, during meditation, we leave the front door and the back door of our minds completely open. Let thoughts come and go as they please. Just don't serve them any tea, because then they will want to stay. In and out. Breathing. Wake up. Wake up from thinking. Return to breathing. And completely rest. Here and now. All right, you can look at the screen. You know, you may notice with practice, if you are practicing quite regularly, that there may, or if you haven't, there becomes a significant change in our wants and desires. They seem to lessen somehow. And it's quite interesting because what I love about meditation and this practice is that it reveals to you what is usually hidden, what is usually we just think is the way things are in our mind. And of course, one of those things is our desire. And if you just pay attention to the whole process of wanting something, getting it, and then the aftermath, and really pay attention, the picture that we usually think isn't really there. So for most of us, we feel like, say, we want chocolate cake or sex or a high position or wherever. And it bugs us, right? So we're like, okay, in order for me to stop being bugged, for me to stop being bothered, I got to achieve that thing. You get the sex, you get the cake, you get the job, you get the money, whatever it is, right? And when you get it, there's a relief. And the relief is, oh, I got what I wanted. And so we believe, oh, the reason I'm happy right now is because I've got what I want. But if you've ever achieved anything you've worked a long time for, or if you've ever had any kind of any experience of gaining what you really want, you may have noticed how maybe a week, 2 weeks, a month goes by, that excitement kind of goes away. It diminishes. And it's because we're missing something very real. Something that we can learn from just looking at the process. I want something, I go get it, then I don't feel as great as I was when I first got it, and it kind of went away. So what do? We go and get something else. Let me go get there and get that and get that. As Bob Marley in his wonderful song, Want More, he says, now you get what you want. Do you want more? And the answer, of course, is yes for most of us. Wanting, 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 never really satisfied. We're living a life that is in perpetual chasing of our desires, which never really satiates. It never ends. So, why is that? It's because we don't see that when we get the object of our desire, it's not the object that makes us happy. It's because in that moment, the feeling of desire temporarily lifts. That pain, that urge, that need for something, that feeling that I won't be complete unless I get this, temporarily goes away. You got the car. Oh, nice. And there's excitement, and there's no more desire. It's the desire that has left, which is why we feel happy. We feel temporarily complete. But because we don't know that, we think it's the object that came that made me happy. We think we need to gobble up ideas. We got to gobble up our desires, which of course are ideas and concepts. So knowing this is a big shift. Knowing that it is desire that's painful. It's not the not having, it's the wanting. The wanting that never ends keeps us in a perpetual state of dissatisfaction. And that unsatisfactoriness is probably why you clicked on this video today. And it's why I began practicing in the first place. So when we can learn to leave desire alone, or at least not in an intense way, but just to notice, oh, I'm hurting because I'm really wanting this thing. Maybe you can just dial it back. Dial back the desire. And simply noticing desire dials that down. So it's in practice, there's always like these lines that are just like a corrective, like, oh, I want it, let's come back and come back. I was always trying to come back to the path to peace. And one of those is to not know that objects don't make you happy, even though we subconsciously feel that way. It's the absence of the desire of those objects that allow peace to show that has always been there, no longer covered up by wanting. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time. And I'll see you Friday. Take care.